Have you ever wondered who invented the airplane and how? The concept of flight has always intrigued humans, sparking a curiosity that has spanned centuries. Our fascination with soaring through the sky dates back to ancient times, with stories woven into our history and mythology. Let's take a trip back to ancient Greece. The tale of Icarus and Daedalus is a classic example. Daedalus, a skilled craftsman, created wings of feathers and wax to escape from the island of Crete. His son, Icarus, ignored his father's warning not to fly too high. Overcome by the exhilaration of flight, Icarus soared towards the sun, causing the wax in his wings to melt, and he plummeted into the sea. This tale serves as an early testament to our fascination with and the inherent risks of flight. Fast forward to the 15th century, and we find Leonardo da Vinci sketching fantastical flying machines. Da Vinci was a man ahead of his time, envisioning a future where humans could conquer the sky. His sketches of helicopters, gliders, and even a parachute all reflect his innovative thinking about flight. Yet it wasn't until the turn of the 20th century that the dream of controlled, sustained flight became a reality. The pioneers of this remarkable feat were two brothers from Ohio, Orville and Wilbur Wright. These self-taught engineers were not the first to build and fly experimental aircraft, but they were the first to invent controls that made fixed-wing powered flight possible. The Wright brothers were not rich tycoons or revered scientists. They were simple bicycle mechanics with a relentless curiosity and unyielding determination. Their story is a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the spirit of innovation. But how did these two brothers, without formal engineering training, manage to achieve what others could only dream of? For the answer to that question, we must delve deeper into their journey, their experiments, and the principles of flight that they unlocked. Before the Wright brothers, many attempted and failed to conquer the skies. Let's take a step back in time to explore the efforts of some of these pioneers. One of the earliest visionaries was Sir George Cayley, an English engineer and one of the most important people in the history of aeronautics. In the early 19th century, he was the first to identify the four primary forces of flight: lift, weight, drag, and thrust. Cayley designed numerous gliders, and his work laid the foundation for the study of aerodynamics. Then came Otto Lilienthal, a German aviation pioneer. Known as the Glider King, Lilienthal made over 2,000 flights in various glider models during the late 19th century. His work was groundbreaking, proving that flight could be controlled. His tragic death in a gliding accident, however, signaled the dangers of flight and the need for more controlled, safer methods. Around the same time, on the other side of the Atlantic, Samuel Pierpont Langley was making his own attempts at flight. An American astronomer and physicist, Langley created the aerodrome, an aircraft powered by a steam engine. Unfortunately, his attempts were met with public failure as the aerodrome plunged into the Potomac River on two separate occasions. These early attempts, though unsuccessful, were not fruitless. Each pioneer contributed to the understanding of flight. Cayley's work on aerodynamics, Lilienthal's control of gliders, and Langley's attempts at powered flight were all pieces of the larger puzzle. They provided invaluable insights into the complexities of flying, the challenges of lift and control, and the necessity for a reliable power source. Their failures were not in vain, for they provided valuable lessons for those who followed. Each attempt, each failure, and each small success brought humanity one step closer to conquering the skies. As we'll soon see, these lessons were not lost on two brothers from Ohio, who would soon change the world forever. Orville and Wilbur Wright were not deterred by the failures of their predecessors. Raised in the heartland of America, these two brothers from Dayton, Ohio, were the unlikely pioneers of aviation. Their roots weren't in science or engineering, but rather in the humble profession of bicycle mechanics. Their bicycle shop was a crucible of invention, where they honed their skills in mechanics and developed a keen understanding of how things move. The Wright brothers applied this knowledge to their obsession with flight. Their background in bicycles influenced their approach significantly. They realized that balance and control, principles they used every day in their shop, were the keys missing in earlier attempts at flight. The brothers began experimenting with gliders as a stepping stone towards powered flight. They built their gliders based on the works of prominent aviation pioneers, but with a critical addition. Their most significant innovation was the three-axis control system. This system allowed the pilot to steer the aircraft effectively and maintain its equilibrium, a concept they borrowed from their experience with bicycles. This three-axis control system was a game changer. It involved the movement around three rotations: pitch, roll, and yaw. Pitch for up and down, roll for tilting sideways, and yaw for moving left or right. This system provided the control needed to keep an aircraft stable in the air, something that was missing in earlier designs. The Wright brothers were methodical in their approach. They tested, learned, and iterated, improving their designs based on real-world experience. They didn't just want to fly, they wanted to control their flight. They wanted to turn, to hover, to navigate the sky as they pleased. And with their three-axis control system, they were one step closer to that dream. But to truly conquer the skies, they needed more than just control. The final piece of the puzzle was power. The Wright brothers knew that the key to sustained flight was a reliable and efficient power source. With this understanding, they set to work on creating an engine and propeller system that would be light enough for their aircraft, yet strong enough to lift it into the air. Wilbur and Orville Wright were not just pioneers in aeronautics, but their ingenuity also extended to engine design. The engine they created was a marvel of its time, crafted from basic materials, yet capable of producing 12 horsepower, a significant feat considering the limited resources at their disposal. This engine, made of cast aluminum to save weight, was the heartbeat of their flying machine. In addition to the engine, the brothers also revolutionized the design of the propellers. Contrary to the flat, paddle-like propellers of the time, they designed twisted, airfoil-shaped propellers, understanding that a propeller is essentially a wing rotating in a vertical plane. This vision of theirs was another significant breakthrough in their journey to powered flight. The culmination of all this hard work and innovation was the first successful powered flight on a chilly morning of December 17, 1903, in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Orville Wright, lying flat on his stomach on the lower wing surface, steered the aircraft as it took off from a track made of 2x4 planks. The aircraft, named the Flyer, rose into the air, powered by its engine and guided by its ingenious control system. For 12 seconds, it soared, covering a distance of 120 feet. It may have been a short flight, but it was a monumental leap for mankind. This 12-second flight, short in duration but infinite in its implications, marked the dawn of a new era. The era of powered flight had begun, and the world would never be the same. It was a testament to the Wright brothers' determination, their innovative spirit, and their relentless pursuit of a centuries-old dream. The invention of the airplane changed the world forever. These words ring true today, as the world we know has been shaped in no small part by the advent of aviation. The airplane, a brainchild of the Wright brothers, has left an indelible mark on society, transforming warfare, commerce, and travel. The airplane revolutionized warfare, providing a new dimension to battles. It allowed for reconnaissance, strategic bombing, and air support, making it an indispensable tool in conflicts worldwide. The world wars saw the airplane evolve from a rickety contraption into a deadly weapon. Today, the roar of jet engines is as much a symbol of military might as it is of human ingenuity. In the realm of commerce, the airplane has been nothing short of transformative. It enabled the rapid transport of goods across continents, drastically reducing delivery times and expanding global trade networks. With the airplane, perishable goods could be transported across vast distances, making the world a smaller place. The rapid growth of e-commerce in the 21st century owes much to this marvel of engineering. Travel, too, was forever changed. What once took weeks or months now takes mere hours. The airplane made the world accessible, turning far-flung corners of the globe into popular tourist destinations. It facilitated cultural exchange, fostering understanding and cooperation among nations. The airplane, in its essence, is a bridge that links peoples and cultures. The legacy of the airplane is not just in the skies, but also in the countless innovations it inspired. The Wright brothers' invention paved the way for the jets, the space shuttles, and the drones we see today. Their spirit of innovation lives on in every engineer who dares to dream and every pilot who takes to the skies. So, next time you board a flight, remember the Wright brothers who turned the dream of flight into reality. Their legacy lives on, not just in the airplanes we see today, but in the very fabric of our global society.